All right, welcome back, everyone. So, another episode of Market Rewind for Wednesday, May the 25th. And pretty much we're just going to start off, dive right into it, start with the news. And nothing really too truck driver related in the news, but one very important article that I found um, was related to Volvo trucking. So, the CEO of Volvo is interested in decentralizing Volvo, I guess, per se. His exact words was that he believes very much in decentralization and to reduce the carbon footprint of Volvo. So it's what I'm taking from his comments is that he's probably thinking to go more of the route like Tesla did, where they don't have really huge dealerships and pretty much the customers directly buy from Tesla online, no franchises, and that reduces a lot of overhead. So it's pretty big news if you think about it, and I think it's probably in relation to electric trucks coming up here in the near future. So that's really it for the news, but pretty solid. So stay tuned for market recap, and it was pretty brutal out there today. All right, welcome back. So, like I said in the last episode of Market Rewind, we're pretty much kind of just doing things a little bit differently. We don't have that many zones as we originally did when we first started. Not like this channel's that old anyway, but so yeah, Market Rewind. Let's dive right into the zones for Wednesday the 25th. So starting with Ontario, California. Pretty solid today. I saw dry van loads 6 to 7K, 6 to 7,000 paying going east. Pretty much, upstate New York, New Jersey, Mass area. Midwest towards Illinois, Indiana, Minnesota, Kentucky areas. 5K, which was pretty solid. 5K to Georgia as well. 4 to 5K really in the Illinois, Indiana area. It all depends on the how far it was from Ontario, and some of them were like 2 drops as far as the dry vans were concerned, but it's pretty solid rates. Texas, they were paying around 3,000 to 3,500, so that's towards Dallas and towards Houston as well. So Dallas, pretty solid rates. Even going towards Houston, I mean, pretty solid rates if you think about it. The South again was just pretty solid. Chicago, very weak market. Vans, $2K to $2,400 going east. Pretty brutal rates. Not even worth it. $1.50 to $1.80 towards Texas. Ridiculous. Around $1,400 to $1,600 towards North Carolina and Georgia areas. So I guess it's like $1.80, $2 a mile, depending on the miles, maybe a little bit over. $2. Reefers, very weak rates. Some around $3, some even less. And short hoppers were paying for the reefers, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much, you got to do what you got to do if that's all available. Just do some short hoppers if those pay better. And Memphis, $3 to $4 a mile in any direction. Really, Memphis had some great loads and great options today. Again, you could have pretty much taken your pick and gone anywhere you wanted in the country for solid money. So a great area to kind of just like play south, go Georgia or go Texas, and obviously you're Houston, preferably in Texas if you go Texas. But solid market in Memphis. Reefer loads were paying very well. I saw $2,800 to $3,000 on Arkansas to Illinois. It was like 120 miles empty from Memphis, but still, almost $3,000 to Illinois was very good. For the most part, $4 a mile plus in any direction for the reefers. Going east, they were paying pretty good money. Houston, great dry van loads. They were paying around 28 to 33 coming back towards Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Michigan, kind of depending on where you were going. Towards the Carolinas in the southeast, 25 to 26, solid rates again. 24 towards Georgia. So that's a solid rate from Houston to Georgia, and Georgia's doing really well right now. So that's a great area to play around right now, is like Atlanta to Houston. Dallas, $2 to $2.40 for going east. Not really worth it. Almost the same rates towards Florida, so I'm not a big Florida fan, but might as well just go towards there. at this moment, since there's a lot more freight probably coming out of Florida, and it pays better than the East Coast, and East Coast diesel is super expensive. Dallas outbound towards Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, around 1,000 miles was paying around $2,000, which, you know, right around $2 give or take. 1,400 towards like Kansas City, 18 towards Georgia, terrible rates, staying in the South. And reefer 24 to 26 towards Indy, Illinois, like Indianapolis, Illinois, Chicago area, and 32, 3,300, 3,000-ish, lower threes towards the Minnesota. Really the best rates coming out of Dallas were like going east. I saw like some 5,000s posted going east, $5,000 rates. I even saw one Dallas to Johnstown, New York posted for 5,500. I didn't call in the details, but that was the best rate out of Dallas for today that I saw. It was about 1,500 miles, I think, right around there, a little bit less maybe. Atlanta, solid market. Vans, $4,000 towards Minnesota they were paying, which is tremendous rates. $3,000 towards Janesville, Wisconsin, 3,500 towards upstate New York on 900 to 1,000 miles. So very good rates for dry van. Reefers, plenty of loads, but $3 to $4 a mile, which was kind of comparable to dry van if you think about it. Like, they're both paying the same almost. You might as well. I don't see like where the profit is in for a reefer on some of these lanes, but yeah. Cleveland, very weak market. I would just stay out of there. $1.40 to $1.70 barely to Texas. I mean, $1.40 for 2022 is absolutely insane. Upstate New York, western side, so like around Buffalo to Rochester, right around $2 for vans going Midwest out of Buffalo, really. More or less for some other loads, but the reefer market was very weak, so hit or miss in Buffalo. I guess if you get a solid rate going in there, take it and just pre-book on your way out, like 2-3 days ahead, you'll be all right. Upstate New York east, so like Rochester, Syracuse to Albany, very weak. But there were some loads posted $2 a mile going Midwest, but the deliveries were Tuesday. Obviously, we'll get into that at the end of the video. And Salt Lake City, Utah, Idaho today, very weak. $1.40, $1.50 going towards Texas. Midwest under $2 a mile. Very few options for outbound dry van, and I would stay away from there. Pre-book if you go in there. It's going to be rough getting out. Reefers, I saw one pick 3 drop, $7,000 paying going East Coast. The rest of them were pretty much 5 to 6 for the East, and not really that many options either. So tough in those areas, very tough. And I can imagine diesel is very expensive over there as well. So yeah, probably most of these loads were, maybe some of these loads were paying better than others due to a lot of them were going to deliver Tuesday, depending on the miles and depending on the customer if they were closed Friday. So this week is probably going to be all over the place as far as rates goes, because I do see some terrible rates, $1.20, $1.30, which, I mean, like, come on, brokers. I know you're not really getting $1.30 from the customer, let alone $1.50. It's ridiculous for you to pay this to the carrier. I mean, brutal rates, especially with the way diesel is right now. It's just unheard of. But yeah, I mean, that's your market recap. We'll try not to be too sour about it, but pretty much it, guys. Again, stay south. Diesel is the cheapest in the South, and it seems like that's where they got the most options right now. So hope you enjoyed market recap, and up next is diesel prices. At $2 a mile going Midwest, but the deliveries were Tuesday. Obviously, we'll get into that at the end of the video. And Salt Lake City, Utah, Idaho today, very weak. $1.40, $1.50 going towards Texas. Midwest under $2 a mile. Very few options for outbound dry van, and I would stay away from there. Pre-book if you go in there. It's going to be rough getting out. Reefers, I saw one pick 3 drop, $7,000 paying going East Coast. The rest of them were pretty much 5 to 6 for the East, and not really that many options either. So tough in those areas, very tough. And I can imagine diesel is very expensive over there as well. So yeah, probably most of these loads were, maybe some of these loads were paying better than others due to a lot of them were going to deliver Tuesday, depending on the miles and depending on the customer if they were closed Friday. So this week is probably going to be all over the place as far as rates goes, because I do see some terrible rates, $1.20, $1.30, which, I mean, like, come on, brokers. I know you're not really getting $1.30 from the customer, let alone $1.50. It's ridiculous for you to pay this to the carrier. I mean, brutal rates, especially with the way diesel is right now. It's just unheard of. But yeah, I mean, that's your market recap. We'll try not to be too sour about it, but pretty much it, guys. Again, stay south. Diesel is the cheapest in the south, and seems like that's where they got the most options right now. So hope you enjoyed market recap, and up next is diesel prices. All right, welcome back. So diesel prices, obviously they get updated every Monday nationally, so we're just gonna look at some truck stops and see where it's at. So starting off, Ontario, California at the TA, diesel is $6.46. Absolutely insane. Wouldn't go out there and fuel there if I were you, but sometimes we don't have a choice. So that's California. Let's check out Springfield, Missouri. Diesel in Springfield, Missouri, $5.20. Pretty solid. About $1 something difference from California. Illinois, I think it's right around the same, $5.20, $5.30. And then let's just check. Let's check Corfu, New York. Flying J. $6.40. Absolutely brutal. So the Northeast, New York, New England area, and California, obviously the West, has the most expensive diesel. So again, do your best when you're fueling up to avoid these ridiculous areas as much as you can, and you can save a few bucks. So hope you enjoyed the diesel prices. Up next is weather. All right, welcome back. So weather for tomorrow, Thursday, the 26th is what we're gonna look at here, since that's probably what's important. As far as today goes, a lot of thunderstorms in the Midwest, some pretty severe ones. We even had some tornado warnings here in Chicago. And it looks like tonight there's going to be some pretty severe thunderstorms all throughout the Midwest. So anywhere you are in the Missouri area, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi, up until tomorrow at 4 p.m. there's some serious thunderstorms, especially around the Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi area, and we know that there's quite a few tornadoes that go through there. So be careful, stay safe if you're driving through there, if you live there, and that's pretty much for weather, guys. Hope you enjoy this video. Thanks.